Okay, Rubicon's basement. We are back. It's been a while, and got the new computer, and this will be my first battle report to put on the new what the hell did I get? The MacBook Pro. That's it. Anyways, all right, we're 2,500 points. We're getting ready for Buckeye Battle, and this is the 2,500 point Orc and Goblin army list. So we'll start off here. Mark's back in the basement. We have a bolt thrower, mangler. We have one pump wagon that has the exploding spores and the spiky roller. It has a sail, but it didn't have enough points, so it's got the little chain thing on there to remind me that that doesn't have the sail. We have unit of wolf riders with musician. They have the light armor, the shield, the bows, and spears, and that unit does also. This is after Vanguard. Mark got a chance to Vanguard first and brought these guys up. I chose not to Vanguard these guys. Then he brought those Dark Riders up, and then I Vanguarded those. But we'll get to his army list in a minute. And we have a Doom Diver. We will have 4 Fanatics, 2 in each unit of Night Goblins. We have 2 more Pump Wagons with the Sail, the Spores, and the Spiky Roller. We have 40 plus Night Goblins with Nets, Full Command, and Bows. Another Doom Diver. Another Bolt Thrower. Another Pump Wagon with the same upgrade. Another 40 plus Night Goblins with short bows, full command, and nets. We have another bolt thrower. We have the Orc Lord that's here. I'm pretty sure he's pretty naked. He might have a magic sword. 20 Savage Orc Biggins with the extra hand weapon and the level 4 Shaman with the lucky shrunken head. We have over here a Mangler and 2 level 2s Night Goblin Shamans. And they have the mushrooms and all of that. We did do the Vanguard, but we did not roll for first turn yet. So Mark, will start over here with your...
Alright, so I've got 5 Dark Riders, 5 Darker...
With spears and...
Oh yeah, with spears and crossbows.
And like a musician or something?
And a musician and a standard. They don't have
cool.
the leader.
Oh, they do have a standard. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then here as well, the same thing as those 5.
Okay.
I've got 10 repeater crossbows. They don't have any full command. I think it's worth it. They're just sort of hanging out. But they do have a sorceress, and she's level 2 with shadow magic. Yeah. And she has a spell scroll hanging out. We've got a Cauldron of Blood. Woo! Accompanied by 20 Witch Elves, Crone Hellborn at the helm. And then I also threw in a Death Hag in there with an extra Witch Brew, just because I thought that would be fun.
There's a Death Hag.
We've got a Reaper Bolt Thrower, another 10 Repeater Crossbowmen, and they have, again, nothing extra, but they're accompanied by another Sorceress. These are some lucky crossbowmen. But she is a level 2 with a Tome of Fruition, so she's 3, and she's in Dark Magic. We've got these Red Knights. These are 5 Cold 1 Knights with full command, and then they've also got different Banes. I'm trying out these for the first time. So this group has the Warrior Bane, and then over here we've got 10 Blackguard full command, the Ever-Present Hydra, 5 more Cold 1 Knights, and they have the Tormentor Sword. Those are just, little 5-point things you can throw onto the Cold 1 leaders, so that's what I did.
That's cool.
And then 12 Warriors, because I had spare points and I wanted a couple more guys on the board. They don't have full command or anything. They're just 12 swordsmen with shields and swords, so they will get that 6+ ward.
And 2 things of note, I think. In my army, I don't take a BSB. I really should, but I find too many other toys to let. You don't have one either.
No, I didn't bring one today. Sometimes I do, especially in like a cold 1 unit. But today I passed up on it because my real focus is the Cauldron. This is one of my first times playing the Cauldron, and I was trying to build a list that would basically support it.
Yeah, he's awful speedy. We haven't rolled for first turn, but just as another shout out, as always, I'm not in their employ, but I love Custom Kingdoms. That's a cool building, and my son got me this one over here, and for Father's Day I have one on the way. So we could probably do roll for first turn right here on camera.
Yeah.
And see, Mark gets +1. I'm gonna find my.
A big first turn.
Here's my dice. I'm gonna left-hand it because that's what Gork wants. A 5. All right. You see it here first. Wog. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, so Orcs and Goblins to get the turn to go first. See, we did fail an animosity check with these guys, but they got the number 6 result, which means they move farther, closer, and so they move closer to this one, and then I charged them. And it was too close for him to stand and shoot, so we'll see how that goes. Mangler moved up almost enough to contact the Dark Riders. This one moved up to there. These guys failed their march test, so moved up enough to maybe redirect the Witch Elves. Flying Orc moved up behind these 2 pump wagons that probably rolled up a little bit too far. These guys marched up. And my general popped out of the unit over here because those guys failed animosity. The Night Goblins did, so they got stuck behind. So I popped them out over here. Get my hard cover. Mangler moved up 6 whopping inches. And of course, the pump wagon went up like 14 crazy inches. So we're in a movement. We're on to magic. We'll finish on the same spot we started. Alright, so in magic phase, we had, I believe, 9. I channeled 1. 9 to 2.
6.
9 to 6, that's right, 9 to 6. But we cast, the only thing we got off was the 2d6 magic missile at the Blackguard, and I killed 1. He dispelled foot with a scroll, and then used dice to dispel itchy nuisance. So that's it, movement magic, we're on to shooting. Okay, shooting was pretty successful. This bolt thrower tried to shoot the Cold One Knights, and I missed. This one tried to shoot some crossbows and misfired, so took a wound and can't fire next turn. However, well, this bolt thrower scattered, and I redirected onto his bolt thrower and rolled 5 dice and didn't get 1, 5, or 6 to wound it. This Doom Diver hit his knights and did 4 wounds, leaving 1 guy left. He passed his panic check, and one of these 2 bolt throwers hit him and killed him. And then both his Blackguard and those guys passed their panic check. So that's movement, that's magic, that's shooting. And now we're in hand-to-hand, which we have 1. Okay, so in the combat, I am afraid of him, and he goes first, re-rolling. And re-rolling 1s. You wounded 3 times, right? And then rolled 2 1s.
I wounded all 5, and then rolled 5, a 5, a 6, and 2 1s, re-rolling at a 6.
Yeah.
So it was pretty incredible.
Re-rolling 1s was huge. Anyway, so then I failed some armor saves. He killed 3, and my 2 guys laughed, and left, killed 1 of his. I was on a break check on a 5, and I stuck. That's just huge. So we went to Dark Elf, turn 1. Okay, so Dark Rider stayed. They're planning on shooting the Mangler. These guys are still in combat. These guys moved back 2.5 inches. They failed their charge on the charge. They stayed. Bolt thrower stayed. These guys marched up to here. The Hydra made a charge here. The swordsman, spearmen, failed their charge on the pump wagon. And the Blackguard moved right up behind the building. And we're on to magic. Alright, so magic was a bust. He rolled 2 2s, and I channeled 1, so it was 4 to 3. But he cast the pendulum, and I used my scroll because I didn't want that to go off. So move magic. We're on to shooting. You gonna light up the Mangler first?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be back. Okay, so in shooting, he put 1 wound on the Mangler, and he did no wounds to these guys. I didn't even have to. You hit with 1 and failed to wound it.
It was terrible.
That was terrible. But over here, these crossbowmen light up the pump wagon, which gets destroyed, which causes a panic test for this huge brick of Night Goblins. They break. They flee 9. They hit the bolt thrower. They hit that bolt thrower, and then they go right off the table. But what I forgot to do is take leadership tests for being fled through. So I have to do that. We'll be right back, see if I get more panic tests. Alright, so he killed the rest of my guys here, and he repositioned there. Let's see what happened over here. Those guys, oh, we were in hand-to-hand, that's right. So over here, the Hydra demolishes the pump wagon that dies. He overruns, and overruns at 8 inches. He has to stop away. The first fanatic goes through, and I do 1 wound. The second fanatic drops right in front, but on the overrun, he lands on top of him, and I did 6 wounds with the second fanatic, and because he landed on him, so that's 2d6. And the first fanatic did 1, so the Hydra ended up dying right there. And obviously the fanatic died there, so we are on to, that's end of Dark Elf turn turn 1? Holy crap. Okay. Orc and Goblin, turn 2. Alright, so in movement. Compulsory, Mangler went up, squashed those guys, killed them to the man. This pump wagon went up, killed many of them, left 2. This pump wagon made the charge and killed the remaining 2, and then reformed facing that way. Savage Orc on the flying carpet failed his frenzy test, had to charge the witch elves and missed it by 1 inch, landing him right in front of the pump wagon. And we decided that he should go to the front of the pump wagon like a vortex or Mangler bouncing through units or whatever. So he was in front, and then the pump wagon went that way. These guys failed their march test, but still had enough movement to get up in front of the witch elves. This Mangler over here just missed hitting the edge of the blackguard that are right behind the building. These 2 guys moved up. They failed their animosity and had to move up and had no target to charge, so they just stayed where they are. And these guys moved up, and the rest is how you see it. And it's not in the magic. Alright, got the big 4 power dice. I cast the 2 dice, 6 strength, 3 fireball at the blackguard there, and he got that one. And I made their movement, Itchy Nuisance, made their initiative and movement reduced by die 6. So that's where they're at. On to shooting. Alright, Doom Diver targets those guys. I killed 6 of them, but they passed their panic check. Let's see. And 1 bolt thrower hit his bolt thrower. He 5s to hit and 5s to wound. I hit, wounded, and then killed it. With magic shooting, and it is your turn 2. Yeah, we have no hand-to-hand. Alright, that's it. Alright, so in movement, they charged my Wolf Riders, which were 1 inch. If I was a better player, I would have chose to flee from them because he's got the Itchy Nuisance, so his movement's 1, and it's 2 die 6 plus 1. And I should have chose to flee, but he causes terror, and the Lord smiled upon me and failed my terror test because I was going to stupidly take it. And he rolled a 4 and a 1. So he's going 6, and I rolled 9 to get away. And even if we didn't think about the redirect here, but even if he did, he didn't have enough movement to get into this guy. Then he brought these guys up. They failed their stupidity test on a 9. Blackguard are in the building, and these spearmen bit the bullet and landed on the Mangler. Movement, we're on to magic. Alright, so 4 dice magic phase, and failed to cast the large template Abyssal Horror. And on to shooting, which we have very little of now.
And is yours.
Alright, so those guys, all 4 of them, shot here and did 1 wound, my flying general. And then these guys shot at the War Machine, trying to kill it and cause some panic on those Night Goblins, but failed to wound. And on to my turn 3.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so on a leadership 9, the flying carpet war boss fails his frenzy test again and charges. Has to charge the nearest unit. Boom, there it is. But on a galactic note, that pump wagon made it into that level 2 and needed a 14 to get in, and this one rolled a 20, so it could have got in from super far away. Mangler went straight ahead on its Kirschblatt random movement now, and these guys did rally. These 2 shamans moved up a little bit. These guys moved up a little bit. Savage Orc Biggins reformed. Movement, we're on to magic. Alright, so in magic, we got the 2 die 6 little Vindictive Glare off on them guys. They passed their panic test. I killed 6. And got Itchy Nuisance off on them, reducing their movement and initiative by 2. But Hellborn's going to kill him. And that was it for magic. We're on to shooting. So in shooting here, we targeted Doom Diver at that unit. It veered off 10 inches. I redirected 1 and hit the Knights for 4 wounds. Passed the panic test. Second Doom Diver hit these guys. There was only 4 left. And killed all 4, put a wound on there. This bolt thrower blew up. And this one was more than 6 inches away. Took a shot and missed her. Oh, and I forgot to shoot. We're going to shoot these guys. Try to kill them all. And 6 away. So these guys reformed with their 20 shots, and I wound up doing 7 wounds to them. And failed armor and failed ward. How'd they get a ward save?
Sword and shield.
Oh, you only get the parry save in hand to hand.
Oh,
you don't get it from shooting.
Well,
okay.
they didn't make any of them anyways.
It doesn't matter. Alright, hand to hand. Here we go. Alright, so yeah, the paired weapons from Hellebron, hitting at strength 10. He just vaped my war boss. And I charged him, so he doesn't have to overrun or anything. And it's his turn. I geeked the sail. This is the one that does not have the extra dice. So I re-rolled the charge distance with 3 dice instead of 4, and I fell an inch short. But this one did go in and kill the level 2. And this would be... that's it for hand-to-hand. So we're into Mark's bottom of 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bottom of 3 for Mark.
Oh, yeah.
He's a sole survivor. Good for him. All right, so Witch Elves charged the Wolf Riders. I fled. And those guys obviously made it into the pump wagon. And after much him-hawing, the Blackguard are staying in the building. Let's see. This is bottom of 3, right? So we're on to magic. Oh, we have 1 caster left? No, you do.
I have 1 caster left.
1 caster left. All right, so he tried to cast 6 dice at the big abyssal horror and didn't make casting value. Oh, you know what? She can't cast that next spell. She's actually still alive.
Oh.
That's right. I used the feedback scroll and killed her with her 2 dice that she had left, but she failed to cast, so she couldn't cast. So there she is with 1 wound. Okay, all that's done. I'm going to put my 1 Night Goblin back then. All right, yep. So these guys came in, did 2 wounds. And I did 2 wounds back, but he made an armor save. 1 by 2, I'm unstable. And he overran. Overran, because he charged. Try to get as far away from that pump wagon as possible. We tried to finagle, like, reforming so I couldn't pivot to get him. But we couldn't do it in such a way that prevented me from doing that. So we're at top of 4. Yeah. Okay, so we chose this pump wagon to go into the night here.
No.
Thinking maybe we can Doom Diver or shoot those guys. Blackguard are still in the building. These guys failed animosity, so had to charge. So they are charging the building there. And these guys moved up to surround the sorceress. Maybe do some fun stuff. Magic, shooting. We're on to shooting.
Squig?
We're on to magic. No, that went an inch away from the table edge. Magic. So that was a huge magic phase. I rolled up 9 power dice for me, channeled 1, and with the mushroom dice and stealing 1 from him, it was a big magic phase. But we killed his mage with the brain burster. We got poison attacks on these guys. He dispelled the vortex, but we did get itchy nuisance off on these guys, reducing their movement initiative by 4. So this is bottom of turn 4 with magic shooting. Alright, so in shooting, first Doom Diver, direct hit, killed the last 3 guys there. Let's see. Second Doom Diver struck, hit the cauldron, hit Halibron for 1 wound, no damage to the cauldron. Bolt Thrower killed 2 guys, and the other one killed 1. And he passed his word save on each of those. Moon Magic shooting and hand to hand. Oh, we got the Blackguard over here. I fear you, so that happens automatically. Great, right?
Yeah.
I gotta see if I net you though. All right, so over here we did 2 wounds to that guy after armor save. And I overran. I guess I didn't have to. I probably shouldn't have, but I did. And over here, he killed 11 of my guys. I killed 0, right?
You killed 0, yeah.
I killed 11, I killed 0. And that's it. Bottom of your turn 4? Bottom of your turn 4. Alright, so movement. They, not within charge range of anything, so they marched, moved 2 inches because I get itchy nuisance. Movement 1, and the Blackguard are staying in the building. Bounce spell time. Okay, so over here we have magic, cast a bounce spell. They have double fury. Mm-hmm. No shooting, no hand to hand. Top of 5. It's been a long time since I did a view of the board here. Blackguard still in the building. Alright, so Mangler Squig bounces off the building there. Pump wagon, 2 dice is back this way. Shamans moved around. Night Goblins moved there. We passed our
Frenzy test.
Passed the frenzy test to not charge, but before that, the greenskin test. God Almighty, I can't. Animosity. Mm-hmm. Passed the animosity, and just took the shaman out of the unit. And that's how it's looking at top of 5. Magic. All right, so magic. We cast. Tried to get itchy nuisance off on those guys, but I cast Vindictive Glare against the Blackguard in the building, and they have 4 left now. Killed 6, Cast Itchy Nuisance, and I rolled a 1 on the mushroom dice, killing my mage, panicking the other one. So this thing is free to run rampant. Moving magic around and shooting. Ralph's being a dick. I mean, sorry folks. 2 Doom Divers hit the building, crushed the last of the Blackguard, and had a couple bolt thrower shots at them, but they even failed to hit. So that's all he's got left, but he is free to move. Bottom of 5. Alright, so I didn't get Itchy Nuisance off, and this is the result. Look at that. Just push those bad boys right up there. That's his movement. Magic, he tried to cast the bounce spell. I dispelled with dice magic and no shooting. So we're in a top of 6?
Top of 6.
It is top of 6. Okay. So on shooting phase, Doom Diver. First Doom Diver veers off, kills a Witch Elf. Second Doom Diver comes in, hits Hellebron, does enough wounds to kill her because she already had 1 wound on her, and no damage to the Cauldron. So we're calling it here because on his turn, he's going to charge my leader, and I passed my terror test, so he kills him, overruns into the level 4, and there is no turn 7, so that would be the game right there. So we add up points, but basically you have just that unit with the Cauldron left as far as points are concerned.
Well, there's also a Death Hag in there.
Right, the Death Hag, the Cauldron, and however many points that was. So we'll add up and see what it actually is.